Hey folks, it's Bob. I don't usually do these kind of videos, but some folks really liked the last the hunting video I did last year, right around hunting season, and people have been emailing me, which is odd to me that they email me about this kind of stuff. What's my EDC, my everyday carry? Now, some folks are going to look at this table and say, "Why in God's name do you need all that?" Well, if you're asking that question, you probably don't understand what an EDC is. You don't know anything about me, and this is the wrong video for you. But for those of you that wonder what guys like me carry on a regular basis, because I have a very eclectic sort of life. I spend most of the winter hunting whenever I want to, because I do work from my home office and I can kind of do what I want whenever I want. I probably make a different kind of income than a lot of you are used to, but you might be surprised by some of my choices because they're not highly priced at all. They're very affordable for most of you guys. And you might wonder why certain things are here. So I'll just start with something like this. It's a simple little USB drive. That's all it is. It's a memory stick. Okay? So you look at this and you say, well, what the hell do you need that for? Well, because I do a lot of marketing style work and sales work, and I have a lot of files. Not to mention I have copies of things on here like insurance policies and things like that, and I keep that in my pocket. And I don't even notice it's there. It's one of those things that are, when I go to bed at night, I put it on the nightstand. When I get up in the morning and I get dressed, it goes in my pocket. All right. Another thing is a lighter that actually has a torch on it. I don't use this that much, but when I need it, I have one. There's nothing wrong with having a lighter on you. And I was always raised that every guy should have a lighter in his pocket because you never know when you're going to need fire. Now, you guys know that I lived in Pittsburgh for a long time, my entire life. But you know, my family ran cemeteries, and so we had more of a country lifestyle than we did a city lifestyle. And this EDC that I have now, that I live out in farm country, is no different than what I carried when I lived near the city. I was always prepared, and I always felt good about what I carried. Now we'll start over here and we'll move our way over, okay? Gloves. I always have a pair of gloves on me, whether they're these heavier work gloves or a smaller pair of mechanics gloves. If I'm wearing cargo pants, they go in my right side pocket on my leg. If I'm wearing regular jeans, they go in my back pocket. These ones I probably wouldn't carry if I was wearing regular jeans because they're kind of thick, and I wear tighter jeans, but I throw them right in my back pocket. So a good pair of work gloves always, all right? Number two, this belt. I see a lot of guys wearing like gun belts because they carry firearms. I don't wear a gun belt. This is a hunting belt. I picked it up at Walmart. It's a scent-free hunting belt. I don't know why my belt needs to be scent-free, but it's not leather. It's like this. I mean, it has some leather on it, but it's got this hard surface to it. This thing will not collapse for the life of it. And I'm not going to pay $80, $90, $100 for a gun belt. When this belt is a nice size, it's a nice width. It fits really nice. It's very comfortable. It's not too heavy. The buckle's nice on it. And guess what, guys? It was like 13 bucks. Go to the hunting section of Walmart and you'll find one of these, all right? And I'm going to clear these away for a reason. So next up, I already told you, a good quick lighter. This is a cheap dollar store lighter. It's nothing fancy. It might have been like $2, and you can refill them, and that's important, okay? So my lighter, my memory stick, and you're like, whoa, Bob, what's that? Well, that's a pen. It writes when it's wet out. It writes upside down. It's just a good pen. You can find them almost anywhere, like space pens and stuff like that. But they're, you know, it's just a regular pen, and I can't tell when it's in my pocket, which I really like. I like not being able to tell that things are in my pockets because I like to be comfortable. So I always keep a pen and some sort of notepad with me. Just because it's an EDC doesn't mean it has to fit in your pocket. I use this bigger notepad for when I'm doing, you know, my marketing work. This is from my buddy Lee Collins. I use that when I'm doing my marketing work. I have another notepad that I use when I'm working on my kids' science and phys ed projects for their homeschooling. Yep, we homeschool our kids too, so we're kind of busy, right? So I keep a notepad and a pen or two on me at all times. I try for no leak pens just because I do a lot of outside work. Well, outside playing, right? Obviously, my wallet, it's nothing fancy. I bought this for my dad years ago, and after he passed away, I kept a hold of it. It's got my ID, it's got my concealed carry, my cards, everything I need in it. It's just a trifold wallet. Simple. All right, tape measure. Why the hell do you carry a tape measure around, Bob? Well, I carry a small one. A lot of times I carry a skinnier one than this. It's bright, so when I'm working in the barn or out in the field or anything, if I drop it, I can find it pretty easily. But most importantly, you know, when you're out and about, maybe you're running around and you're picking stuff up and you see something on sale real quick and you're like, wow, I wonder if that'll fit in my car or in my truck, right? Or in the Land Rover. So I keep a tape measure all the time because I've found it's the most convenient thing to have with me all the time. So this is a Stanley 12-foot level lock, so nothing fancy. Always have it on me, and anytime I need a tape, I have it there, and I don't have to have another person, you know, holding on to it. It's pretty stable and everything. But it has a clip on it, so usually I clip that towards like the back of my belt on my left side, and it's out of sight, out of mind. I don't feel it when I'm sitting down, and it's there. Okay. But most importantly, you know, guys, keep in mind, even though it's your EDC and it might be strapped to your belt or it might be in your pocket or whatever, right? You get in your car, you sit down, you know, at your desk or whatever it may be, you don't have to keep this shit on, right? Like when I get in my car, I do not keep my my appendix carry firearm on. I take it off and I put it in a console. My right hip one, yeah, I keep it on because it doesn't bother me, okay? So my primary I keep on because it doesn't bother me, but my appendix, I don't like sitting down with that on, so I take it off. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? A camera, video camera. I always keep a video camera in my pocket. I do a lot of video marketing for my business and everything and for my clients, but most importantly, nothing like having a video camera when there's a car accident or you witness something or whatever it may be. And even with just your kids. Now you might be like, well, I got my cell phone, so that'll work. Well, yeah, but I use a high def, this is a flip. It's an old flip cam. I have a Kodak ZI-8, an old ZI-8 that I really love too. I like pocket cams and I keep them with me. And funny enough, I don't carry my cell phone as much as you do. I have a LG smartphone, and when I do carry it, it's on charger right now, but it's in an OtterBox clip. So it has a hard case, it goes face down in this clip, and I clip it inside my right cargo pant pocket. But I rarely ever carry it because I don't care to have anybody call me when I'm away from home. I just don't. Usually if I'm away, my family's with me. It's rare if you see me carry my cell phone around with me. I use it as a mini computer when I'm sitting in the yard, basically. All right. Now I got a lot of collection of knives here, and you might be like, holy God, how many knives do you carry with you? Well, different times, different measures. When it's hunting season, you guys know me, I hunt like all the time, like every day, okay? So I carry, this isn't even a fancy knife, this is like a $20, $30 Walmart knife. Well, it's a Winchester. As soon as I get it, I file the edge to my own specifications, my own angle, and then I resharpen it, and I'm good. I usually sand down the handles, get that plastic coating off of the wood, and I always go full tang, but I use this for deer hunting, and I use this edge for gutting, right, for skinning. So this is my regular skinning knife. It goes right on my belt. All right. This one I really don't carry as much, only during hunting season. That's the only thing that's for. Okay. This one here it's not an expensive knife. It's a $10 knife that you can find at Walmart for camping, in their camping section. It's a Camillus, it's titanium, it doesn't rust, it's got a rubberized handle on it, nice hard rubberized handle, it's got good balance to it, it's got a nice clean sharp edge, and it's easy to keep sharp. And this is my regular everyday bushcraft knife. I do a lot of stuff in the woods, I'm always working in the yard, I like to make things. I get an idea in my head for certain projects I want to do. I'm outdoors, I whittle a lot. This knife I love, and it's got a nice dipped tang right here so I can put a little pressure on it, right? So if you look, it's dipped right here, right? But what I really love is it's got a point, but it rounds off. I love that, okay? And it doesn't have that stupid serrated edge that they put on bushcraft knives, right? This is a true bushcraft knife, and I like it. So I carry this more often than not. It goes right on my belt. Next up, This knife here I've had forever. It's just an old timer. It's got a nice curved serrated blade on it. It's sharp as hell, and mostly this is for when I'm doing like woodworking and stuff like that. I keep it with me if I need to make any notches or anything like that. But I tell you, I find this on my belt a lot. Sometimes you don't want to carry that longer knife, and this would be the one I would substitute my my titanium one for. So if I don't need a larger bushcraft knife, I keep this, because as soon as I put my shirt down, you can't even see it. And I like that. So this would be more of the EDC for just every single day, okay? And once again, people are like, hey man, why do you need that? Because it's extremely sharp, and I can use it for a lot of things like cutting hoses on a car or whatever it is I'm working on, whatever project I'm working on. It seems to work out really great. And if I'm out in the woods and I'm using it or whatever, whether it's skinning deer or whatever, if I drop it, guess what? It's bright orange. I can find it. Yeah, I have this thing about losing stuff in the brush. This one is mainly my food knife more than anything. It's a Gerber. I don't really use it for more than maybe cutting open boxes and food. I've had this knife for about 12 years now. Still sharp as the day that I first sharpened it, because I keep them sharpened oiled. Good handle, rust proof. Got a clip on it, so I slide it right into my pocket and just clip it right onto my pant pockets, no matter if I'm wearing jeans or cargo pants. It works out great. Even if I was wearing a suit, I'd have this knife with me because I use it for virtually everything. But it's mainly what I call a clean knife. I don't use it and get it all mucked up with grease and stuff like that or anything. Okay. This one here I have in my, I've always carried a standard kind of box cutter. Ever since I worked in machining, I always had one for a lot of different purposes. But I like the Stanleys. I can change the blade, but I can also sharpen these blades. I've had this blade in here for about 4 years now, and I just sharpen it when it goes dull. I have yet to put one of the replacement blades in this. It's probably one of my favorites. Paul Sellers, the master woodworker. If you guys don't know about him, check out his videos and his site, the Woodworking Mastery, masterclasses.com. 15 bucks a month, and you got a master world-class woodworker teaching you how to do all that stuff. It's pretty awesome. I like this blade. I mean, sometimes you need that fine cutting blade, whether it's I'm cutting plastic or paracord or whatever it may be. But I use this mostly for marking in my projects. So if I'm working with wood or PVC or anything like that, I use this as a marking knife. It works better than a marking gauge for me, and I can create a nice knife wall when I'm doing woodworking. And Paul uses one of these too. I was surprised when I first started watching his videos that he had the same kind of knife as me. But it's a Stanley. It's a 10049. Beautiful little knife, and you can't even tell you have it when it's in your pocket. It's nice and thin, right? Don't worry, we'll get to the firearms. I'm not there yet. Fire. Like I said, you guys know I love spending time in the woods, out in the yard and stuff like that. I usually always have a fire going or something cooking or whatever. I had this Gerber years ago. It's just a standard, let me see there. It's just a standard fire starter. And yeah, it's got the little emergency whistle on it and stuff, right, that I've never in my life had to use. The fire strikers, the striking steel's fine. I mean, it'll spark. I mean, it works fine. Works for what it's for. What I like about it is it seals up, but what I've found is the more you use it, the harder it is to close. You see, it doesn't close quite straight all the time. So I've used this thing for years, probably about 6 or 7 years now, but it doesn't seal up tight anymore, so it's not waterproof anymore. So I keep it as a secondary when I'm camping or when I'm out in the woods or whatever, but I wouldn't carry this as my primary. No, I used to love it until it started acting up on me, and there was no reason for it. I didn't like bend it or anything like that. It just stopped sealing right. So I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the Bear Grylls Gerber products. I love Gerber, but the stuff with the BG on it, I really don't care for it all that much. It doesn't last as long as it should, especially for the inflated prices they charge for that stuff. This one here is the Strike Force, yeah, you can find these actually in the Walmart camping section. They're about 13 bucks. I really like this one. I like the lanyard on it. I like that it's difficult to open. I do, because that just means it's not going to come open. And it's got a really nice fat fire steel on there. You have a striker on there. I rarely ever use the striker that's on a fire striker. I use my knife, the back of my knife. This one's fairly new. I don't mind carrying it. Basically, you know, once it's closed up and everything, I basically take the, let me close it up. My hands are not doing well today. You guys know, carpal tunnel guy, right? Basically what I do is I tighten up that lanyard and I just wrap it around my belt and loop it through and slide that down in my pocket. It's not going anywhere. Most importantly, sure this has some orange on it, but if I drop this in the woods, I'm going to lose it. If I drop this in the woods, I'll find it. All right? Okay. Taurus PT111 G2 Millennium, right? Taurus PT709. You're like, crap guns, Bob. Nope, I've never had any misfire, any problems, anything with these. Most importantly, each one of these guns you can get between 150 to 300 bucks, right? So if you ever wear them out, it doesn't matter. You can go get another one. I've shot about 4,000 or 5,000 rounds through this one. No problem. I clean every time I'm done shooting. I've shot probably about 2,000 or 3,000 rounds through the PT709. Never had a problem. The only time I've had a problem with the PT709 is with extended aftermarket magazines. So I just choose not to use them anymore. So it's a 7-shot plus 1. I carry that in the firearm and I carry an extra magazine with it. I carry 12 plus 1 with a Millennium plus an extra magazine. Both of these firearms come with 2 magazines. Really affordable, really nice. I love the Millennium G2. It feels like a Glock, but it's got better grips. I love that they have manual safeties. You guys may not use them. Well, I like safeties on my guns. I'm just like that. It's got the single double action on it. It's drop safe. Both of them are, and I love them. I wear this one appendix carry, or if I'm wearing tight jeans, I'll wear it right hip. If I'm wearing cargo pants, which I usually am, I wear this one right hip and this one left appendix, you know, crossover, cross draw. I use a Kydex holster with the 709 inside the waistband, and I just use a cheapo gallon one that you'd find at any sporting goods store, soft one, for my right hip, and it works great for me. I like how comfortable and padded it is. They do wear out, but I don't care. They're only like 10 bucks. So I carry both of those. This is my backup and this is my primary. People are like, why do you carry so many guns? Because I can. I'm allowed to. That's why. Next, with the Ranger bands on it, this is just a metal tin. You can find these on eBay. Actually, people make these up all the time, or you can make them yourself. I put this in my pocket. It's got some bandages, some aspirin. It's got some fishing gear, some 60-pound test fishing line with some grubs, some sinkers, safety pins, some hooks. It's got aspirin, ibuprofen, some bandages, some weatherproof matches. I have a saw, right? You stretch this out, put a piece of wood through each side, like a twig through each side, and you can saw branches with this and stuff to make some firewood. Some metal wire, you never know when you're going to need it for binding. A little bit of tinder, right? Razor blade, another one of them damn whistles, right? And there's a little compass in there, and this god-awful purple knife that's sharp as hell, and I really like it. It's serrated, so you can use it for different stuff than I can use my other knife for. And it's got a sewing needle in there. So basically I throw that in, and I got this nice little survival kit right in my pocket all the time for whenever I need it. Mostly I use it for the knife and the bandages and sometimes the saw, but for the most part, I don't need it. But when I do need it, I'll have it. Use the Ranger bands to keep it shut because they always come open. It's not a waterproof case, so that's why you see a lot of that stuff in bags. It's not waterproof. But little Ranger bands around it, slide it in your right front pocket or in my left cargo pocket, and I'm good to go. Finally, 3-stage flashlight, high beam, low beam, and defensive beam, right? Real simple, got it at Dunham's, 20 bucks. This is a Lux Pro. It's a really great light. Obviously on the highest setting you're going to eat up battery and it's going to get really hot, but on standard setting it's fine. It's about 300 lumen. It's LP290. But this is my everyday carry, and folks, honestly, I can carry all this stuff even when I'm wearing blue jeans. I don't need special backpacks and all that crap I see everybody getting all the time. I'm an everyday guy. I live out in the country. I do still go into the city. I play with my kids. I go camping. I work at home. I'm a sales and marketing professional. I'm a redneck. I'm an engineer. I'm a multifaceted person that really loves to do a lot of things. And I use this stuff. I mean, these are tools to me. You might be like, how's a gun a tool? Well, once again, I'll say to you folks that say those types of things, if you're saying that, that probably means you don't even know what this video is all about and you don't understand our lifestyle. Those of us that do hunt and fish and muck around outside and build stuff and do stuff with our hands and enjoy man-type stuff. People were like, oh, you carry them guns, make you feel tough. No, it doesn't make me feel tough. They're a tool. I'm walking out to my garden one day. Guess what I see? I see a freaking groundhog eating my tomato plants. Guess what came out? G2. Guess where the groundhog went? It's gone. Why is it gone? Because I had my G2. That's why it's gone. Right? And yes, I keep my firearms loaded when they're on me. I keep my firearms loaded even when they're locked up. Why? Because they're mine and they're no good to me if they're not loaded, right? But I'm safe about it. I keep it away from my kids. My kids know the rules about the guns in our house and they don't bother me about it. They don't touch the stuff. Why? Because they know they're not allowed to and it's not safe for them to. I take my kids out shooting little air rifles and stuff like every dad does. Every dad that, as I was growing up, did. And everybody's safe. But I keep my knives on me because I use them. I work outside a lot, right? I also keep my fire starters on me because when I want to make a little campfire and sit and relax in the woods or cook up some food or whatever it may be, I'm gonna do it. Why? Because I'm allowed to. And I didn't buy all this property to just sit on my ass all the time. I want to enjoy myself. I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my property and my family. Most importantly, I don't want to have to carry around a toolbox or a backpack every time I want to go do something. I want to throw my stuff in my pocket. I want to have it on me. And I don't want anybody to tell me that I can't. Right? So when you look at the way all this stuff unfolds, a lot of folks figure, well, hey, Bob, isn't that kind of heavy to carry? Okay, apparently I'm going to have to... I ran out of battery. Yeah, it happens. I knew it was going to happen. But anyway, folks, EDC isn't about... honestly, it's not all about self-defense. It's not all about the guns you carry or knives that you carry and all these things. EDC is about your everyday things that you carry. If you work in an office building, you probably carry a briefcase or a satchel and it's probably got a laptop and a bunch of other stuff in it. That'd be your EDC. But being pragmatic at the same time and practical at the same time, adding to your EDC or customizing it to different seasons or different lifestyles. I'm a redneck, blue collar, white collar, I'm a hunter, marketer, sales guy, engineer, dad, husband, right? So I have a lot of things going on all the time, but what I can tell you is what I just showed you. Will I carry all that stuff every single day, 7 days a week? No, when I'm sitting around the house on the weekends, I probably got a knife, my sidearm, and a lighter on me. And my tape measure, I always have my tape measure on me, right? But that's because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just sitting around my damn house. But when I'm out and about in the field or I'm traveling around and stuff, yeah, I do carry those things. And you might say, well, Bob, you know, doesn't that get uncomfortable? I don't know. You tell me. Does it look like it gets uncomfortable to me? If I sit down, I take this off. Because it is uncomfortable when you sit down. At night when I go to bed, I take that off. Okay? Maybe I don't want to carry the extra magazine per gun, but guess what? I can. I love it better when I'm wearing cargo pants instead of these tight jeans, but guess what? Even while I'm wearing these tight jeans, you can't really tell I got much going on here, right? Here's my knife. There's another knife, right? There's my fire. No, I'm not carrying both my fires because I don't need them. There's my flip. What else we got in here? Here's my marking knife, and I even got spare change down in there. There's my, my USB drive over here. There's my flashlight. I always have my flashlight on me. God, I'm moving the country, the amount of times power goes out. This stuff, why do I carry this stuff? Well, I like having a little thing with my aspirin and my ibuprofen and my bandages and a sewing needle in it, because yeah, I sew holes in my clothes as soon as they get ripped because I hate when they get ripped even more. But I like the idea of having that little fishing line and that little saw in there too. I might come across a pond while I'm walking through the woods and might want to do some fishing, and I will use that. I will just go fishing out of the blue because I like to. Yes, I always have my wallet on me. Yes, I always have my pen on me. Yes, I always have my lighter on me. Right? My knife, my belt. Look, I'm empty now. But it ain't no different than it was when I had all that stuff on. It's just a little more weight. Right? You loosen your belt a little bit. But these jeans aren't overly loose or anything. They fit. I'm not wearing big baggy clothes or nothing. You buy, I see guys doing this all the time. They're carrying around a big Glock, full size and everything. You don't need to do, if you want to do that, that's fine. You want to buy bigger pants to be able to wear that thing, that's fine. I don't need to. I wear the things that I've always had, that I always have, and I buy tools that fit what I already wear and do. Last thing I forgot to mention, I always have a hat. Whether I'm wearing it or not, I always got a hat with me. I go out in the woods, there's ticks and everything else, I put a hat on, right? But folks, EDC is about being prepared for every day, for the life that you lead, for what you want to have on you. But don't forget about the fun. There's fun in it. For years, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I had different EDC all the time. I'd be changing it up, adjusting it, pulling things out, putting things in. As I got older, there's just certain things I realized. I always needed a light, I always needed fire, I always needed something if in case my fire got wet that I could start a fire no matter what anyway. I love having a basic straight, solid bushcraft knife. If you carry a gun, you carry extra rounds. It's just that simple. Used to carry a revolver. Speed loader and all was a pain in the ass, so now I carry a 9mm semi-automatic. Both those firearms are semi-automatic. One carries 7+1, the other carries 12+1, extra magazine for each one. I like having a folding knife that clips right inside my pocket, right? I like having my marking knife, and yes, that's right, my tape measure. I love having that. I always wear a belt. Belts can be used for a lot of different things. I usually use it to hold my pants up. I keep a camera around because I do videos like this sometimes. This one's my Canon. I won't carry this around everywhere. It's a pain in the ass, right? But it's about you, and it's about what tools do you need for every day, or not even need. You like to have certain fun. You like to have a good time or whatever. What are those things that you carry with you? So don't think of EDC as the prepper, survivalist, doomsday apocalypse, tactical. Don't think about all that stuff. Think about what's important to you in your daily life. And your EDC, you create that around that. What's the regular things you use? Maybe you're a stay-at-home dad too. Maybe one of your EDCs is a freaking diaper bag. I know for a couple years mine was. But, fellas, listen, you don't have to carry the diaper bag when you can get a really cool looking backpack. Just saying, I figured that out. The first day I saw the Winnie the Pooh diaper bag, I was like, I pulled out one of my regular hunting backpacks, nice, big. It had plenty of compartments, and I put all the baby stuff in there. Why? Because I'm a guy and I don't want to carry around a Winnie the Pooh purse-looking freaking diaper bag, right? I carried a backpack. So, you know, you buy things and you carry things to suit your life, but most importantly, make sure they're useful. And make sure some of the things that you carry are fun. Have a good time with it. This is all about trucks, tools, tractors, and everything else. I know I haven't recorded a video in a long time. This year has been a whirlwind of changes. But I'm going to start doing it more often. Not a lot of videos like this. I don't do a lot of the prepping and all that. I'm a pragmatist. I'm a realist. I'm not I don't consider prepping. When we when we were kids, that was called just having some food stocked up in canned foods and stuff like that. Everybody had that, whether it was long-term shelf life or we canned it ourselves. We weren't called homesteaders because we grew a garden and burned firewood and collected firewood or saved water and stuff. We were called smart. I don't know where all these terms came from. The prepper, the survivalist, and bushcrafting is a term because you're using hand tools out in the bush and very few. That's just this one knife here, folks. You know, this one knife. I could go out in the woods and you don't have to give me anything else. Dressed the way I am right now, go out in the woods with just this knife, nothing else, and I'll be fine. You come out a month later, I'll be eating heartily. I'll probably have a shelter put up, a really nice one, and a secondary to have while I'm building the nicer one. I have plenty of food. I'll probably even start a little garden. I'll be fine with just this. But you know what? I didn't learn how to do all that because I had to. I learned how to do all that because I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed camping. I enjoyed working with tools, working with my hands, being out in nature. I just loved every minute of it. And my grandfather taught me a lot of stuff. My dad taught me a lot of stuff. Uncles, friends, YouTube videos, and I just loved everything about it my entire life. You know, I was a scout, and my son's a scout now, and we just love it. We just love. It's just exciting. It's fun. You know, if you start doing all this stuff just for the fun of it, don't try to indoctrinate people into your way. Don't try to talk your wife or your husband or whatever into it. Just do it for you, right? Let them know about certain things that you do. My wife knows all the things I do. She knows that I carry. She knows how I am, and she didn't understand it at first. She really didn't, but she didn't hold it against me or anything. She's just like, whatever, it's you. If that's what you want to do. But I managed to get her to carry some pepper spray around because she does work in the middle of the night and stuff, and she walks out into dark parking lots and things. But she was considering concealed carrying too. She fired a firearm handgun one time, hated every bit of it, and decided no, that's not for her. I'm like, yeah, all right, no big deal. Not everybody's like me, not everybody's like you. But most importantly, when it comes down to this EDC thing, listen, it's about your daily life. It's about what goes on throughout your day. When I was going to the Art Institute of Pittsburgh when I was a kid, I started going there when I was 17. I carried a portfolio bag. I had the killer metal T-square sticking out the back when I got on the Port Authority bus, gouging people as I walked by. I had paints, pencils, all kinds of stuff. My EDC then was different. I always had a knife. I was raised, if you're a guy or even a woman, you should carry a pocket knife around with you. You never know when you're going to need it. Whether it's to get a splinter out, whether it's to trim your nails, yeah, I can trim my nails with my pocket knife, or to cut things or whatever, right? But this is all up to you. Don't look at mine and say, oh, that must be the right way, or he should add this, or it's none of your business what I add. This is why, because it's for me. Next year I might have a different one because I might change the way I do stuff, right? This has been mine for quite some time. I'm not big on change. I don't like change all that much. But this is what I will tell you. You don't do this all at once. You start with something small. Like when I started carrying a firearm, I started carrying the Taurus PT709, and I just put it right on the right hip. And especially with these jeans, I love it. Usually if I'm wearing tight jeans like this, I just carry the one and that's it. That's it. If I'm wearing cargo pants, I do carry my backup. But usually when I'm tight jeans, 7-shot plus 1 in the chamber, an extra magazine, I'm good. Put my knife back in my pocket because I'd feel naked without it. I love having my fire starter with me. I'm not some guy that likes to burn a bunch of shit up. No, I go outside. My kids are sleeping right now. It's late at night. I stay up all night working. My wife's at work. I don't sleep that much. I sleep a couple hours a day, and then I take a nap. I like to go out in my backyard and start a little fire pit fire and just sit out there and drink my coffee and read a book. My marking knife, I always have it. My tape measure, always have it. A camera I don't need right now. Why? Because it's nighttime. I'm going outside. Yeah, I won't need it, but I don't need my flashlight, right? Your EDC is about what you need. You have your standard EDC, which is things you carry all the time. Wallet, personal protection, knife, lighter, that kind of stuff, you know, whatever. But if you're going to be out and about and things like that, I carry my little kit around with me, right? If I'm going to be outside, I always carry that stuff around with me. I'm just used to it. And that's the main thing about EDC. It's about get used to carrying certain things, so when it is necessary for you to carry it, you're just used to it. You're not uncomfortable, right? Like right now, I am completely comfortable. I'm fine, okay? I'm fine, just the way I am. I don't need this right now, which is a second magazine for this firearm. Don't need that. I don't need this pen right now because I'm not doing any writing. Don't need, well, I do need my work gloves. Don't need the flip cam. Don't need the second fire striker, which I'm probably just gonna pitch or save for the kids to use anyway. And I don't need my thumb drive or the old timer orange knife or the 2 notebooks. I don't need that stuff right now. People are like, it's the middle of the night, you're in your backyard. Why do you need a sidearm? Hey folks, there's coyotes and bears and stuff out there. Would I shoot at a bear? Fuck no. I'd go in the house, okay? But coyotes sneak up on you around here. And they usually come in 2s or 3s. So you see one, but you don't see the other ones, all right? So you know, I am out in the middle of nowhere, so coyotes like to come up in the yard in the middle of the night. So yeah, I keep it for that reason. Other than that though, I'll tell you folks, your EDC is for you. It's your everyday carry for you. It's for what you feel that you would like to have with you all the time, and make it comfortable. People are like, well, carrying a firearm is not comfortable, or this or that. Well, to each their own. This Kydex holster, which I got for like 35 bucks on eBay, that's form fitted to this particular gun, I don't feel it there. I don't feel it there. I like it. It's fine. You know when I feel it? When I take it off at night. Everything lightens up. When I have it on, I don't even notice it. Everything else, I don't feel it. It's just there. I don't feel it. It's just there. So I got to a certain level of comfort. And I do remember years ago, I wear cargo pants constantly. Those pockets jammed filled with all kinds of stuff. And my knee was hurting, my back was hurting, and you know, you sit a certain way and something to jab you. And I just got better at it over the years, and that's what you got to do for you. Putting stuff in containers or little pouches helps. But mostly, like I said, this video is getting way too long, I know. Your EDC is for you. It's what you need it to be. It doesn't have to include a firearm. People ask me about that all the time. Do I think everybody should carry a firearm? No. I think a lot of people are irresponsible, or are too jittery, or lack self-confidence, or lack personal awareness of their surroundings to safely carry a firearm. Do I believe everybody should have a right to? Yep, legally. Legally means a lot of different things, and that's for you to look up and all that stuff. I'm not getting into all that bullshit politics on it. But do I believe that everybody has to or should have to, or everybody that can should? No. No. I believe for me, you do whatever you want for you. That's what I love about our Constitution and our country. It's about that. You do for you. Whatever you feels right for you, I'll do whatever feels right for me. I don't care. I love that people are just happy and comfortable in their own skin and confident about what they're doing. Do I believe every young man and old man alike, and even women and girls should carry a pocket knife? Abso-freaking-lutely I do. It's an amazing tool, and you should learn how to use it. Take a class, watch a YouTube video, find out all the really cool, fun things that you can make and do with a pocket knife. Fold-out knife, you know, a straight knife. You have no idea. Your world just opens up to you. Just like when you have a flashlight. You don't realize how many times you need a freaking flashlight until you have a flashlight. Not one of the pansy little keychain flashlights. A flashlight. Something that's going to give you light, but also, ladies, and as I drop it, and gentlemen, impact resistant. You're walking through a dark parking lot, you got your keys in one hand, you got your flashlight in the other. You can either blind them with it, strobe them with it, which is really going to screw them up, or if they're too close, jab them with it. Walk out the door and you're going through a dark parking lot, coming home from a nightclub, whatever it may be, keys in one hand and your primary hand, flashlight in the other hand, and it's going to make, it's for a big surprise for some folks. No joke. I taught self-defense for a long, long time. Martial arts for 32 years, okay? Some of this stuff should go without saying. That's called being pragmatic. That's not being a prepper. That's not being a gun nut, anything. It's being pragmatic. And if ask any woman, hey, do you believe in women's self-defense? They'd say, of course you do. Ask those same people, do you believe people should carry firearms? No! Shut up. Whatever's right for you is right for you. If you don't want to carry a gun, don't. Don't. Carry something with you that's going to help you out. Okay? A little flashlight even. It'll help you out. But your EDC should be for you and should fit your life the way you are. You shouldn't have to change who you are, your personality, the way you are, how you feel about others, or the way you dress just because you choose a certain kit to carry with you. That's it. It's too long, I know. But that's it. Take care.